Hi, I'm Ken Ham and I'm here at the Ark Encounter, and the park has just opened. There's a constant stream of cars coming in the parking lot. Shuttle buses are now bringing the people up, and we'll see if we can zoom in here for a little look. As you can see there, a couple of the shuttle buses that are there, the people coming out of those buses. And because I'm doing this on my own right now, it might be a little shaky. Sorry about that. But you can see the beautiful lake down the front here. And we've had, we opened on Tuesday. We've had about 25,000 people come through here so far. And you can see the people over there at guest services streaming. And it really gives you that feeling of like being at Disney, where the people are coming in on the shuttle buses. They get off and first of all want to take some photographs, which they do from this platform here. You'll see these people walk over here, and then they come on down to the Ark. It's absolutely phenomenal, and just so exciting to see all these families coming in. By the way, if you go to my Facebook post, you'll see that yesterday was a very interesting day here, because yesterday there's a bus that's dropped off its load of people now, and it goes back down that valley. Even the bus ride, shuttle ride, is a beautiful, beautiful ride. You'll see it disappear over there behind the trees here in a moment, as it goes over here, disappears down there, goes down that valley, and as it goes down that valley, then up the other side, and here comes another bus you can see coming up, and so as the people are coming in, that'll drop some people off here. Just exciting to see all this happening. But anyway, if you go to my Facebook post yesterday, Bill Nye came for a visit. I had invited Bill Nye and said I would walk him through the Ark, and so he came for a visit, and he brought a video crew with him. He wanted to video me. They're using it for some sort of science documentary, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. But as he didn't want to start at the bottom, wanted to start on the third floor, because that's where our teaching exhibits are, and he wanted to go straight to flood geology, ice age, and he started talking about climate change and why we didn't believe in climate change. And I had to say to him again, of course we believe in climate change. And I tried to explain to him during the trip that, climates have changed ever since the flood, and because of sin and the curse and so on, and the flood particularly affected things, and the ice age. He wouldn't listen to any of that. But and I told him there were many scientists that disagree that humans have been the major cause for climate change, that it's really the flood. Of course, he doesn't believe in the flood, so he's just not going to accept our explanation of the flood generating the ice age and so on. But anyway, it was interesting, and we got it all on camera, and I asked him questions like, when you die, what's going to happen to you? And he said, when you die, you're done. And I said, so when you die and you're done, okay, then why do you care about what we're teaching people? And he said, because of these next generation, pointing to the children that were all gathered around us, because of them, and looking at the children, and they need to make great discoveries. And I said, well, what's the point of making great discoveries if when they die, they're done, and everyone else who dies is done, and you're done, and you won't even know you're ever here, and what's the point? But he didn't really want to talk about those things. But I did challenge Bill, and as we went through, I shared the gospel with him more than one occasion, on a number of occasions, and then prayed at the end. He didn't stop me from praying. He just said, you can do whatever you want, and it's our facility and we can. But I prayed for him in front of everyone, prayed the Lord would open his heart and that he wouldn't suffer the second death. I explained to him about the second death, that it's eternal separation from God, that when you die you're not done. And so anyway, be in prayer for Bill. Actually, I'll show you where we are right now. We're up here, and I'm right on the top of the Ark. Eventually, when we put our restaurant inside this area right in here, there'll be a 600-seat reservation-only restaurant. People will be able to walk out here on the side of the Ark. I think that's going to be one of the favorite places to be. But for now, that's not open, and we've got to build that yet. So again, you can see all the people starting to come in. It's going to build during the day, of course. I think today might be our busiest day since opening. See cars just streaming in the parking lot one after the other. You can see the people down here. They get off the buses and then they come down and they go into the Ark. Over here there's actually a stand. A lot of people buy kettle corn on their way out, and a fresh made lemon juice. Actually squeeze real lemons into it, and fresh made lemon juice. I see lots of your comments coming in, and you're coming from all over. It was interesting that when we were in the talking to some of the law enforcement that are checking on traffic outside, they're amazed by the fact that you could drive down rows of cars in the parking lot and not see a license from Kentucky or Ohio or Indiana. They're from all over. Actually, they even saw a license plate from Hawaii a day ago, and people are coming from all over the world. I've met people from India, from China, from Uruguay, from Honduras, from Mexico, of course Canada. I've met a number of Canadians who have been here, and there's I can't remember all the other countries. Oh, Spain, met somebody from Spain, and it just happens to be whoever I'm talking to. Costa Rica, met somebody from there yesterday. Okay, you see the next shuttle bus coming up the hill there. These are beautiful buses they're built in California, and they're actually what are called remanufactured buses. To save a lot of money, these are used buses that they take and they strip down and they rebuild them from the ground up. They're like brand new buses. They cost half as much actually, and then they can use these. They can make them look like new buses. You can actually register them as new buses. Because they just totally remanufactured, new drivetrain, they rebuilt the diesel engine. There again you see, okay, so the bus comes up around the drop-off area here and it lets people off. Now the groups usually start coming a little later in the day, but the groups, when they come, those buses will come up here, and we let them come up on the actual shuttle road that only buses are allowed on, and they will drop people directly up here at guest services. And usually a lot of groups come after 10 o'clock. Some are here early, but usually a lot of them come a little later. And I know our group bookings are way up. We've been really slammed at the Creation Museum, which is really good. It's 45 minutes from here. We have found that since the Ark has been operating now, just this week, attendance has doubled, just like it was predicted. And yesterday there were over 2,000. Day before there were 2,500. Day before that it was around 2,000 odd. It's all week it's been like that at the Creation Museum. People are really excited. They really are. So here we have another bus just coming up from down there. You can see over here the beautiful wraps that are on those buses, and dropping people off, and it's just a constant stream of people who get dropped off, and then they come down and go under the Ark and go into the queue lines. It really has that attraction of feel to it as you hear the, it's sort of the pre-show. There's a video we show on these big large monitors and has really, really great sound. And the video, we hired actors who act out a tabloid newspaper that are interviewing Noah before the flood, and it is just, it's wonderful to watch. It's just captivating. And there are people that come in, even if people come in when they've let a lot in and they come in at the beginning of the queue line, most people I find don't want to just go straight on up the ramp. They want to watch this production because it is so classy and so captivating. So here we see the next busload, and this is what it's going to be like all day, just busload after busload after busload of people as they stream in over there into the parking lot. So I'm going to do another live stream here a little later this morning, maybe in half an hour's time, maybe in an hour's time. If you keep watch for that, I'm going to go down to the zoo. We actually had delivery of zebras and kangaroos yesterday, because we have to have kangaroos. I'm Australian, so you've got to have kangaroos. So we had those delivered yesterday. We still got our camels to come. We got some donkeys in. We got more donkeys to come. We got ostriches to come. There's emus there already, and alpacas and llamas and yaks, and the donkeys, and there's goats. You know what? I'll be able to. I'm hoping I can take you into the area where the public aren't allowed and show you the baby goats. So there we see next busload getting off and coming into the Ark Encounter. It does remind you, doesn't it, of being at Disneyland or a place like that where the shuttles come, they drop off the people, and I can hear the shuttles coming up the hill again, and they just keep running all day long. We have 11 of those shuttles. One is a backup, and of course we can put it in service if we need it, but we have 11 of those shuttles, and it's interesting to go to talk to people. You find they're from all over America, all over the world, and this is really, one lady said to me yesterday, this has got America's attention, and you know it really has. The media coverage has been absolutely phenomenal. We've had a lot of media coverage all across the world. The headline, my favorite headline, if you are on Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, and I'll probably put it on Facebook a little later, but my favorite headline was the one in the Washington Post. It said, "Flagship for a Biblical World View." And it really is, flagship, because it is a great big ship, for a biblical worldview. And one of the things that the secular media are saying is that, well, they said they were Christian, they don't hide it, and it's very obvious when you go in, yet it's done in such a first-class professional way, very tastefully done. Just absolutely amazing. See how the people, they'll come off the bus and they'll go to our viewing platform right there, and then they'll be taking photographs of the Ark. A lot of them get selfies or photographs of their family with the Ark behind. And every time I talk to people, and particularly to the kids, and say, "What do you think of the Noah's Ark?" "It's big, it's awesome, it's magnificent, it's so big." And sometimes they'll put their hands out wide. "It's big." I just, child after child after child, "It's so big, I didn't realize it was so big." You know, that is really great, because sadly, many of our children have grown up in churches with Christian books and Sunday school literature and walls of kindergartens where Noah's Ark looks like this overloaded bathtub with giraffes' heads sticking out, a chimney about to sink at any moment. And we have actually got a display on that and challenging the church. You know, stop teaching kids Noah's Ark look like that. No wonder they are led astray by the secular world that says Noah couldn't fit all the animals on the ark. That's one of the things they hear over and over again, and the church has, sadly, much of the church has reinforced that simply because they have not taken the Bible seriously when it comes to the ark and the flood. It was a historic event. It was a pivotal event in history because it relates to geology, the fossils all over the world. It relates to all of us, going back to the sons of Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and through the Tower of Babel, all the different people groups that we have. It relates to the animal kinds getting off the ark and all the speciation that there's been in our modern world. Such a pivotal event, and all of those aspects that we go back to Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and then back to Adam and Eve, the origin of man and how we get all the different people groups, and then the fossils, and then all the species that we see of animals. Do you realize the evolutionists have used all of those things to push their evolutionary millions of years dogma to generations of our kids, and we have reinforced that false belief by picturing Noah's Ark as a little cartoon bathtub ark. And I know some people get upset and say, "Oh, well, it's just a cartoon, whatever." Are you going to treat the cross like that? Are we going to treat Jesus' tomb like that? Are we going to treat the miracles of Jesus walking on water like that? No, we don't treat that like that. Why treat the flood like that? Because you know what? The devil knows if you can get people not to believe the flood and not to believe in the ark, I mean, they're not going to believe. You can easily get them not to believe God's word at all concerning everything else. And so that's why this is so important. That's why we need to build this great ship. Look at this. We're looking down towards the bow end down there, and as I turn around, we look down towards the stern, and we can go up here, and maybe I can get a little bit more of a view up here. So as we come up towards the stern, and you see the stern of the great ship down here, and I'll just go along here. Actually, I have Dr. Tommy Mitchell up with me today, and there he is, and he can. Dr. Mitchell waved to everyone. There he is. There's Dr. Mitchell waving to you, and he's up. He's speaking at the museum this afternoon at 3 o'clock. I've got to get him back by 3 o'clock. So we're going to go to the petting zoo and the zoo. We have a zoo and a petting zoo. We're here. Now at the Creation Museum we have a petting zoo. You can walk in and you can feed and touch all the animals there. Here we actually have a zoo, and it's going to increase over time, and it's really beautifully done. So, okay, I hear more buses coming up. I see cars. It's hard to see from here. Yes, I can see cars streaming into the parking lot, and the people there taking photographs. I love seeing them there taking photographs with the ark in the background. Then they all walk into the ark. You know, it's interesting. You can come up to the ark and think, oh, there's not that many people here, and suddenly you get inside the ark and realize that we can have 3,000 to 4,000 comfortably inside the ark, and you wouldn't even know they were here. I think we've even had more than that inside the Ark. Actually, we're permitted to exit 10,000 people at one time. Here comes the next shuttle load, and so they just keep coming, as you can see there. Let them up over here. I love to see all those people there taking pictures of the Ark before they go in the Ark. So they all get dropped off here, and then they walk around, then they disappear. It's like, where'd all the people go? They're inside this massive ship, thousands of them. You know what the atheists have done, by the way? There are times when the queue lines are packed, and then they let that group in, and then it's empty until it fills up again, which happens fairly quickly as the buses come, and then it empties again. And so the atheists have been actually sending out photographs of empty queue lines and that sort of thing, and claiming, I know one atheist, she actually sent out this picture of empty queue lines and said, look, you know, it's all a bust and all the rest of it, they're claiming. Do you know, there are over 4,000 people inside the very time she did that. You wouldn't even know them. I might be able to give you a little glimpse of that here, by the way. I'll get Dr. Mitchell, just as to end off this broadcast, to tell you what we'll do. I'll get Dr. Mitchell to, here's more people coming down on this side now as they come here to the Ark. And so I'll get Dr. Mitchell to open the door for me, and we'll go inside on the top deck. I'll show you where the restaurant's going to be when it's finally put in here. We have a 1,500 seat restaurant. What a beautiful building it is, made of massive logs, and it has a taxidermy display inside that is phenomenal. So this is where, looks like our junk room right now, but this is where 600 seat restaurant is going to go. ArkEncounter.com is where you go for all the details, by the way. ArkEncounter.com. So let me see. We're going to come in here, and people have to make their way up to the third floor. Some of them are already up on the third deck, and we see them starting to come up because it takes them quite a while to get up here. What happens is, as the day goes on, then this gets very, very crowded down in here. But I'm looking from the... Okay, so we lost signal there for a little bit. You know what, I can't go down and show you that anymore. Apparently we'll lose signal. So what I'll do is, I will just come back outside again, and then I will finish off as we go out the door here. And okay, so I'll just go out here, and then I'll come back on live. Let me see, what's the time?